Let's jump right into the tutorial, and I'm going to begin first by prepping my natural nails. Starting off with this cuticle remover, I'm applying this to each of my nails. What this does is soften the cuticle area so that when I go to push them back, it's not hard and it does not hurt my cuticles. So once I put this on, I'm going to wait for 15 seconds and then take my cuticle pusher tool and gently push back the cuticles. I know it looks like I'm being a little harsh here, but it's in 2x speed. Please be very careful when you're doing this step. You do not want to hurt your cuticles. Technically, you are supposed to wash this off, but of course, for the purposes of today's video, I'm just going to wipe this off with alcohol and a paper towel. Next up, I'm taking my cuticle nipper and I'm cutting away the remaining dead skin. This is completely optional. If you're not comfortable using this tool, then don't, because you can cause damage. You can accidentally cut your skin. I tried to zoom in as close as I can so you can see genuinely where I'm cutting. I'm trying my best not to cut my skin and just being very, very careful. Cuts on your cuticles can definitely ruin the look when you're finished, so be careful at this point. I think this step is quite important. I'm protecting my skin by applying sunscreen, and I'm going to rub this into my skin. I also wear a protective glove. So the second part of prep is prepping the extensions. If you're not new here, this is not a shock to you, but I will be using the Makartt medium stiletto tips. These are so comfortable to wear. They're not too thick, but they're not too thin. They are my favorite. Since these tips are not pre-etched, I'm going to be taking my e-file and filing the inside of the extension so that there's a little bit of grip once I apply the other products in the next steps. What I like to do is also make sure that I'm etching all the way to where my natural nail will stop. So you'll see me flipping the extension over and then kind of eyeballing where my natural nail stops and then filing up into that point. Once I'm done filing the inside of the extension, I'm then going to put the dehydrator onto my natural nails. The reason why I'm doing this now instead of before is because when you're filing, the dust gets everywhere and you don't want the dust in your primer. But now I'm going to dehydrate the nails and you'll see this is what your nails will look like. It should be nice and dry. And after I dehydrate, I'm going to prime, and this is going to give the gel something to stick to on your natural nails. As my primer is drying on my natural nail, I am also going to apply the primer on the inside of the nail extension. What the primer does is chemically etch the inside of the extension. So you don't have to do both the e-file step and the primer step. It's completely up to you. I love my extensions to last for as long as possible, so I just do both. Next, I'm taking the gel glue and applying it to my natural nails. If you get any of the gel on your skin, take alcohol and a flat brush and clean up the edges before you cure. Leaving gel on the skin can cause allergies, and we do not need that. So after curing for 60 seconds, it's time to apply these extensions. I'll be applying the same gel glue from before inside of the extension. When applying the gel glue, make sure you place the glue on the bottom half of the extension, especially on those corner walls, and then do like a pull of glue at the bottom like I just did here. To apply these to your natural nails, you want to press the extension down in a 45-degree angle and then allow the glue to flow slowly up past the natural nail. When it comes to applying Gel-X, I notice I have good days and bad days, and honestly, when I was filming this video, it was definitely a bad day. Everything was going left. These are the same tips I use all the time. This is the same gel glue, the same process, but for some reason it just wasn't a good application day. I say that to say it happens. The good thing about Gel X is that nothing is set in place until you cure it. If it happens to you, take your time and just take it off and do it again until you get it right. This is what the nails look like after my 60-second cure. So next I need to prep the outside of the extension so that my polish sticks to it. I like to do 2 steps. 1, remove the shine from the nail, and then 2, apply a base coat. So that is what I'm going to do. Taking my e-file and just a sanding bit, I'm going to remove the shine from the extension. As you can see here, there is a gap between where my cuticle area stops and where the extension starts. So what I'm going to do is take my e-file to seal the cuticle. And what this means is basically making the extension look flush to your cuticle line and making the extension look more natural. If you don't have an e-file, that's fine. You can seal the cuticles by doing one of my favorite hacks I found on TikTok, which is basically taking acetone and placing it around the cuticle area. When you place acetone onto the extension, it'll start to melt into the natural nail so that it looks a lot more flush to the cuticles. Here's a close-up of what it will look like if you apply acetone to the cuticle area. You'll see how the extension is not really sticking up. It looks more flush. So now I'm going to clean the extension with an alcohol prep pad so that I can remove any of the dust from the tip. When you apply alcohol to the extension, it gets very white, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to go on top with a base coat anyway, so it's not a big deal. Next, I'm going to file the extension so my shape is nice and crispy, just the way I want it. But this step does not take too long because these tips are pre-shaped. Now I'm going to apply my gel base coat on top of the extension. I'm also getting that gel base very close to the cuticle area. You know how that line of demarcation is there, and it's in between where the extension and your natural nail stops sometimes. Even though we sealed the cuticles, I like to play it extra safe and push that gel base close to the cuticle area so it's nice, flat, and even. After applying my gel base coat, I'm going to cure in my lamp for 60 seconds. It's time for the fun part. I always get so excited to just finally jump into nail art, and I'm going to get started by applying a milky white base color to the nail extension. I got this one off of Amazon. I do like the color, but it is quite streaky, so I'm going to start off by using 1 coat of this and applying it to the extension. To get close to the cuticle area, I like to take a thin liner brush and get that polish as close to the cuticle as possible. So here's what the polish looks like with 1 coat. It's way too sheer for me and it's very streaky, as you can see. I'm gonna go in with 2 more coats so it gives me the coverage that I want. The first coat I did was very thin, and because this polish is streaky, I'm going to make the second and third coats fairly thick. I'm going to make sure that I have a lot of polish on the one side of the brush, because what I'm going to do is glide the polish instead of pressing the brush on the nail to remove the streakiness. Most gel polishes naturally self-level, and what that means is it can move from time to time from where you first put it, especially when you have a lot of polish on your brush. So what I'm doing is cleaning up the gel from my skin with alcohol and a flat brush so that it looks more crisp and clean. So here is what the polish looks like with 3 coats. This is much better than before. Now that I'm done applying my base color, I am then going to take a glossy top coat and apply it to my nails. I am so excited for this part. I'm taking this solid nail glue and I'm going to be creating the little squiggly lines. This is my first time working with this product. I did drop some glitter in it, so ignore that. But basically what I'm doing here is grabbing a good amount of the product onto the little spatula. You don't need a lot when you're first getting started, like the smallest amount you can get. I found that the best thing you can do is start by rolling this into a ball before you try to shape it and mold it. Your ball should look exactly like this, and then I'm going to roll it out. It's going to look like a worm by the time I'm done with it. Please, please, please work with this product with gloves on. This is still gel that should not be consistently touching your skin. And then I'm going to place my little gel worm onto my nails in the most random places. Whatever design comes to mind, you just freestyle this and it's so fun. It reminded me of when we were kids and used to play with Play-Doh at school. And if the design is kind of moving around, you can just take that same spatula tool and like push it where you want it to go, because the good thing about it is it's not cured just yet, so it's still able to be moved and played with to get your desired shape or design. So play with it, do whatever you want with it. This is what my design looks like right now with all the hard gel on. I love it. I can't wait till you guys see the final look. Going to cure this in my lamp and then I will be right back. Next, I'm taking a black polish and applying that to each of those clear little jelly worms. I am doing this because I will be applying a silver chrome powder and I want the chrome to be a dark silver. If I applied the chrome on top of this clear gel, it's going to be a lighter silver and I just didn't want that color. You could also use metallic gel paints. I do, looking back, wish that that's what I did because this was time consuming and that would have sped up the process. But you live and you learn. When you're applying the black polish, make sure you get in every single nook and cranny so that the chrome applies evenly and it does not have those lumps and bumps. Next, I'm taking alcohol in a flat brush and I'm cleaning up those areas where I got the black polish on the white parts of the nail. The reason why I'm doing this is because if I were to cure the nail as is, all of the chrome is going to stick to that black polish no matter where it is. So just to make sure that the chrome is in the areas exactly where I want them, I need to clean everything up here. Once I'm done here, I'm going to cure in my lamp for 60 seconds. All right, you guys, so what happened is I forgot to hit record when I was applying the chrome to my extensions. I wanted to cry, but I thought, don't cry, let's improvise. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly how to apply the chrome on this swatch stick. Today, I'm going to be using this chrome that I found at the Dollar Tree. I really love this one because it's actually metallic. It's not glittery like some of the chromes you can find on the market now. I'm going to be applying this chrome with an applicator sponge that actually came in the box. I did a video on this chrome powder and I will link it above. You can check that out if you're interested. But with this particular chrome, I find that it's best to move in slow motions. Chrome powder is so finicky. 1 minute, if you move too fast, it's not going to look the way you want it to. The next minute, it'll be perfect. So the best thing you can do, honestly, is move in slow motions and take your time. I'm making sure to get the chrome powder on top of every piece of this black line, even in all the little crevices, because if you don't, the black polish will start to peek through and it does look a little weird. So you want to cover every ounce of that black line. To remove the excess chrome, I'm going to be taking this big kabuki brush and dusting off as much chrome as I can. Honestly, all of it is not going to come off. I feel like chrome sticks to absolutely everything. So this is the first step in removing the excess chrome. Next, I'm taking a glossy top coat and applying it on top of that chrome powder. What this does is lock in that chrome powder, because in the next steps, I will be removing the excess chrome with an alcohol pad. So the alcohol pad is going to pull off all the chrome that does not have a top coat on it. When doing this step, make sure to use a small liner brush so you only get the top coat on top of those chrome lines. After applying the top coat, I am going to cure this in my lamp for 60 seconds. Now this video is a little different. That actually was the last time we will be curing, but there is one additional step I want to take. I'm taking an alcohol prep pad here and I'm going to clean off the chrome that is still on the white parts of the nail. I'm so excited to show you all what the nails look like all cleaned up. So here they are. I absolutely love these nails. They were so fun to make. They were completely out of my comfort zone. I am literally obsessed with them. So if you love these nails as much as I do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And I will see you in the next video.